Hello and welcome to SharePoint All. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about props. In VUEjs, there's a way to share data between your Vue instance, your root instance, and your components. We've talked a lot about how to create components in previous videos, so if you haven't seen how to do that, go ahead and watch that. So, just for those of you that don't understand what a prop is, and it may be the same as React. A props gives you the ability to pass data from a root component to your child component. So, for example, I have this setup here. I have this here where this is my instance, and this is going to be a component. And as you can see, my component the data isn't showing. So what I would like to do is to pass the data from my instance to my component. So let me show you how all that looks in the code. Here is what you were just looking at. Here is the expansion panel. I'm using a grid system, so I have my view row and column, so I have that in one row. And then in one cell, and then I have my prop table component that I called it. And here is my prop table component. I have a simple table created, just 3 columns, and as you can see, let me change this to expansion. Let me save that. And here is my instance. So here's my instance that I created. I have this expansion array, and I dump all my values into that array, and that's how I am getting this expansion panel data. So all my data is coming from a list and getting and displaying and being rendered in this expansion panel that you're looking at here. So in my view component, here's my component. As you can see, I am unable to get access to the data properties, to the properties in my data object. So here's my data object, and from my component, I can't get access to this expansion like I'm trying to do here, item in expansion. So what I have to do is I have to use a prop to pass this expansion array to my child component. And here's how you do that. So here is my prop table. Here's my my component that I'm adding to my page. In order for me to get my expansion array into my component, I need to do this. So I need to do so prop. Now when you name your prop in Vue on the HTML side, it has to be in kebab case. So which is, if it's 2 words, then has to be a dash separating 2 words, or it can just be a single word. That's fine as well. So I'm gonna name my prop and pass it my array expansion. So, and what I'm doing is anything that's in your data property here, your data object, you can pass it. You can pass it as a prop to another component. And that's what I'm doing here. Now this will not work. So what we have to do, we're missing something. We have to bind it. So v-bind. So whenever you have attributes, Vue only recognizes the bind. So we're gonna bind this prop example attribute to my array that's coming from my instance. So now that we do that, let me save this. Now that's step 1. Now step 2 is we need to go to our actual component, and then we need to add props. Put a comma, and then in here it needs to be the equivalent of that kebab case, but you need to make it a camel case here. So it's going to be prop example. So kebab case on the HTML side, prop example, or if it could have just been example as well. So, but I have prop example, and then in my component, prop example. So kebab case here, camel case here. That's just the way it is. So now that I have this prop example, now that my expansion, you know, the alias in my prop is prop example. Now that I have it in here, now I can use it. I can just, let me copy that and just replace this expansion with that. So now that is my expansion data. So this prop example basically is expansion, but now it's in my component. So let me save, and let's go to the page and refresh. Oh, try it again. So I'm doing something wrong. Let me do an F12 really quick. Prop example is not defined. So let me go back. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to. You got to make sure these are in single quotes, between single quotes. Okay, so now that should work. So let me go back. And there you have it. So now I've passed my data, my array, to my component, because this is a component. And that's the beautiful thing about Vue.js, and I think even in React, you can have components. You can build your page with different components. If something went wrong with this component, it wouldn't affect this component. If you had a teams, you can have different teams, individuals on your team working on different components. So that's the good thing. But anyway, I hope you understood how props work, how you can pass data from your instance to a component. And please like this video and also share it. A lot of people don't know that you can use Vue.js with within SharePoint. So like the video and please share. Thanks for watching. Bye.